Good evening, you're now with me, Henry for TVS Nightline, and here are the headlines for tonight. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim called on Malaysians to embrace the spirit of independence and unite in nation building. Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng, emphasised that the region stands as an equal partner. All matters under the Malaysia Agreement 1963 can be resolved amicably in the spirit of unity and mutual respect. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim called on Malaysians to embrace the spirit of independence and unite in nation building. In his Malaysia Day message earlier tonight, Anwar said the true essence of independence lies not only in its rejection of foreign influence, but also in serving the people earnestly.
Sabah sudah merdeka, ya. Sarawak merdeka. Semenanjung Tanah Melayu merdeka. Tetapi jiwa merdeka artinya bukan saja menolak pimpinan Inggris, pimpinan orang asing, tapi mengganti pimpinan pribumi, pimpinan rakyat yang punya jiwa merdeka, yang bekerja berkhidmat tidak untuk memperkayakan diri mereka, tetapi membela nasib rakyat. Inilah yang kita tekankan dalam negara kita. Sebab itu, program-program pembangunan mesti diteruskan.
During the celebration, Anwar also signed the buku khas Hari Malaysia, witnessed by Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng, and Sabah Chief Minister Datuk Sri Panglima Haji Jinor, themed Malaysia Madani Jiwa Merdeka. The event was held at Padang Merdeka, Kota Kinabalu in Sabah.
Sarawak's status in the formation of Malaysia should not be diminished or reduced to less than a founding partner. Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng, emphasised that the region stands as an equal partner, having played a central role in establishing the country as a sovereign nation with its own constitution.
Itulah semangat MA63 yang diperjuangkan oleh tokoh-tokoh kita ketika mereka berunding dengan tokoh-tokoh kemerdekaan yang lain dan pihak British.
He made these remarks through a speech read by Sarawak's Deputy Premier, Dr. Ahmad Douglas Uga Ambas, during the Malaysia Day celebration 2024 at the Sri Aman Sports Complex on Monday. Commenting further, Abang Johari explained that this stance is not intended to challenge the Federation of Malaysia. The cooperative relationship between the Sarawak government and the Federation is based on the Federal Constitution and the Malaysia Agreement 1963 MA63.
Permintaan Sarawak berdasarkan MA63 adalah usaha untuk membetulkan dan menunaikan hak dan keistimewaan Sarawak yang terkandung dalam Perlembagaan Persekutuan dan Perjanjian MA63.
All matters under the Malaysia Agreement 1963 MA63 can be resolved amicably in a spirit of unity and mutual respect. Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng said, although 11 issues under MA63 have been resolved so far, there are still other matters that require separate discussions between him, Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim, and Sabah Chief Minister Datuk Sri Haji Jinor.
He said this in his speech read by Deputy Premier Dr. Ahmad Douglas Uga Ambas.
Antara perkara yang belum selesai ialah hak mengenai kuasa mengutip duit stamp atas cukai perlu dibayar ketika membuat perjanjian jual beli rumah yang boleh mencapai ratusan juta ringgit setahun bisa.
Abang Johari also expressed his gratitude to Anwar for increasing the interim special grant for Sarawak and Sabah from 300 million ringgit to 600 million ringgit annually. He noted that this special grant is as provided for in the Federal Constitution. Previously, after the Malaysia Agreement 1963 Action Council meeting in Sabah last week, Deputy Prime Minister Dato Sri Fadila Yusof stated that several unresolved matters at a technical committee level of the Malaysia Agreement 1963 will be raised to discussions between the Prime Minister, the Premier of Sarawak and the Chief Minister of Sabah. In other news, a bio-refinery will be built in Bintulu to refine crude algae for the production of sustainable aviation fuel SAF. Premier of Sarawak Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunabang said the project will commence once the 10,000-acre microalgae cultivation farm is operational.
Ketika ini, kajian sedang dijalankan di Bintulu oleh ACDC Energy bersama Petronas. Projek ini akan dibesarkan kepada 10,000 ekar dengan jangkaan mampu menghasilkan 100,000 tong minyak LNG mentah setiap hari menjelang 2030.
According to Abang Johari, current research indicates that 1,000 acres of algae can produce 10,000 barrels of crude algae oil daily. He added Sarawak's tropical climate provides a conducive environment for producing oil from algae. Moreover, he said that Sarawak is actively exploring new fields such as clean fuel production.
The transfer of Bintulu port to the Sarawak government highlights the region's growing role as a key partner for the federal administration. Sarawak Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Awang Tengah Ali Hassan expressed his gratitude to the federal government for its collaboration and ongoing commitment to restoring Sarawak's autonomy.
Itulah semangat MA63 yang diperjuangkan oleh tokoh-tokoh kita ketika mereka berunding dengan tokoh-tokoh kemerdekaan yang lain dan pihak British.
He made these remarks through a speech read by Sarawak's Deputy Premier Dr. Ahmad Douglas Uka Ambas during the Malaysia Day celebration 2024 at the Sri Aman Sports Complex on Monday. Commenting further, Abang Johari explained that this stance is not intended to challenge the Federation of Malaysia. The cooperative relationship between the Sarawak government and the Federation is based on the Federal Constitution and the Malaysia Agreement 1963 MA63.
Permintaan Sarawak berdasarkan MA63 adalah usaha untuk membetulkan dan menunaikan hak dan keistimewaan Sarawak yang terkandung dalam Perlembagaan Persekutuan dan Perjanjian NMA63.
The ideological reforms and political influence of the Sarawak United People's Party (SUPP) have played a pivotal role in shaping a lasting legacy in Sarawak. Former SUPP President Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri George Chand highlighted that since its founding in 1959, the party effectively countered the spread of communist ideology in the region, fostering a renewed sense of sovereignty and independence for Sarawak. This, he said, marked a turning point in the state's political and social development.
After independence, there were a lot of leftists. In other words, what I mean by leftists mean communist-minded sort of people in Sarawak. Quite a few of them. You know, you remember, I don't know whether you heard of the underground and all those people. They were actually influenced by the communist movement in the region. And SUPP, a lot of the members were also, from this group.
He added that SUPP made a strategic decision in 1970 to shift towards centrism in the best interest of the state. He also explained that the communist ideology is not widely accepted by the people of Sarawak.
eventually, things change. In Singapore, things change in West Malaysia, and also, of course, things change here. And people feel that, the communist way of life was not suitable, for Sarawak and for our people here. Most of our people, especially in the rural areas.
He emphasized that SUPP is a multiracial political party. As such, the party began to recognize the importance of uniting the community to ensure a prosperous region.
Eventually, they become neutral and then pro-government. At first, they were quite left, but SUPP has the foresight of thinking that if our people in Sarawak want to be united, we should actually be together, because in the beginning there were a lot of Sarawak natives actually. It was not so much a Chinese party, it was a very multiracial party, and SUPP actually was able to neutralize the left movement, the leftists, and become much more central, and then later on become more right, and that, I think, is the biggest contribution of SUPP for the unity of Sarawak.
This decision has been a blessing for SUPP, he added, allowing it to contribute significantly to the state's development. For the record, SUPP is one of Sarawak's oldest local political parties, founded by Ong Ki Hui on June 4, 1959, with the goal of advancing the state's development and prosperity.
Thank you for staying with us. Now, the Ministry of Women, Family and Community Development, KPWKM, is planning to build 2 more disaster supply depots, DSK, in Sarawak, namely in Miri and Cebu. As Minister Datuk Seri Nancy Shukri said, the new depots will enhance aid delivery of disaster victims in the areas, as it currently relies on mini depots.
The ministry is currently identifying suitable locations for the construction of the 2 new depots.
Kita di Sarawak ni kita ada hanya inilah satu depo besar. Ada lagi insya-Allah akan datang yang akan datang di 2 tempat di 2 bahagian. Ada lagi mini depo pun akan datang juga. Miri dan Cebu. Kita tengah mengenal pasti lokasi yang bersesuaian. Kita takut kalau Cebu, lokasi itulah, kalau Cebu ni selalu banjir kan, jadi kita mencari tempat sudah dikenal pasti, tapi bagi kami, kita orang Sarawak, kita tahu, saya cakap itu tidak bersesuaian kerana ianya tempat itu mungkin berlaku je banjir. Jadi kita kena cari tempat lain lagi. Miri pun, kalau Miri itu dirasakan tempat itu lokasinya okey. Tinggal nak tender lah lagi. Kita nak sediakan dia punya BQ semua tu kan.
She told this to reporters after the launch of the Kaseh KPWKM Kembara Convoy program at the Disaster Needs Storage Depot in Samarahan earlier today. Nancy also revealed that there are plans to build a mini depot in other parts of Sarawak. The Samarahan Disaster Supply Depot is capable of providing aid to over 30,000 victims. Costing 6.1 million ringgit, this depot is intended to support areas affected by disasters in Serian, Kuching and Samarahan. The depot supplies items such as tents, sleeping mats, pillows, wheelchairs, food, beverages, children's toys and more with a maximum storage capacity of 420 tons.
Depo ini kalau dia digunakan, dia kena top up terus. Sebab kita kemuatan, dia muat untuk 30,000 dan kalau digunakan, jadi pada masa yang sama akan sentiasa di top up supaya kita tidak keputusan bekalan. Itu caranya biasanya lah.
In addition, Nancy announced that there are forward bases such as in schools set up to provide immediate assistance.
Deputy Prime Minister Fadillah Yusof has made public 2 draft memorandums of understanding MOUs regarding constituency funds following concerns raised by the opposition in rejecting the proposals. In a statement, Fadillah said he released the draft to allow the public to assess the claims made by opposition leader Hamzah Zainuddin.
Hamzah had argued that the MOUs contravene the federal constitution, particularly regarding the special status of Malays and Bumiputras. He also criticized the MOUs for conflicting with cultural and religious values, lacking clear implementation mechanism, and potentially restricting MPs' freedom of speech. The first MOU draft to be signed between the government and individual MPs outlines the role of opposition MPs in offering credible policy alternatives, providing oversight and promoting national unity. In return for equal parliamentary resources, constituency funds and privileges, MPs are required to declare their assets within 14 days of signing and adhere to the 7 principles of public life. Additionally, MPs must avoid inciting hatred or violence and act with tolerance. They must also acknowledge that the federal constitution and parliamentary democracy are based on dignity and equality for all, and that Malaysians should respect human rights and freedoms regardless of race, religions and culture. The draft also states that MPs must affirm that Malaysia's democracy upholds the principle of equal rights and protections against any form of discrimination or incitement. Furthermore, the draft highlights the need for MPs to denounce hate speech and any incitement against the royal institution and Malay rulers. The second MOU draft contains similar provision but will also be signed between the unity government and the Perikatan National Bloc, binding all its MPs. In his statement, Fadillah added that both MOUs would remain in effect until the dissolution of the 15th Parliament or December 19, 2027, whichever comes first. He also clarified that the MOUs contain no confidentiality clauses and are governed by Malaysian law.
In a move to boost the esports landscape in Sarawak, PC Image Sendirian Berhad and the Sarawak Esports Association, SESA, on Sunday signed a Memorandum of Understanding MOU aimed to collaborate on various initiatives aimed at promoting and developing esports in the region.
The collaboration serves to enhance the local esports ecosystem through events, training programs, and infrastructure development. Key objectives of the partnership include the establishment of a state-of-the-art esports hub in Sarawak, which will serve as a central facility for training, tournaments, and technological innovation. The project aims to secure support and funding from the state government of Sarawak to make the state a regional leader in the esports esports industry. In addition to infrastructure development, PC Image will provide essential gaming equipment and technical support for SESA's event and training programs. Both parties share their commitment to hosting esports tournaments and conducting workshops to nurture local talents, while also engaging with the wider community through educational program and outreach initiatives. The collaboration will also see the introduction of brand ambassadors, joint marketing campaigns, and research into emerging trends in esports. The MOU was signed by the president of SESA, by Afiq Fadli Narawi, and the director of PC Image, Kong Chi Seong.
We have so many beautiful flora and fauna, the wildlife, the plants, in the forest, which nobody going to disturb them.
Join Bruce as he captures breathtaking images of the wonders of the Borneo rainforest. Witness the untamed beauty of nature through his lens. Jill Siga, exclusive on TBS.
20 tahun Mak nyaga keingkap Mia Bidah. Baru kini itu Mia berpisah dengan Mak.
Alia sangka dia boleh lari dari masa silamnya. Tapi ada ikatan yang sukar diputuskan.
Takut benda pelik-pelik terjadi dengan kita.
Awas kau Setia! Awas kau!
Tens of millions of people in Shanghai and across China's east coast took cover on Monday as the strongest typhoon to hit since 1949 swept in, downing trees and disrupting transport across the region. Typhoon Binka landed early Monday morning in the eastern coastal area with wind speeds of around 150 kilometers per hour.
这是大风是很厉害的，据说是49年以来最大的一次。 不过我觉得无所谓，因为我原来当海军的，在海上乘风破浪，天天跟雨风打交道的，所以我今天84岁，也出来跑跑看看。
Many businesses were already closed for the Mid-Autumn Festival public holiday, and the city's 25 million residents have been advised to avoid leaving their homes. The municipal news service said the typhoon had caused significant damage across the city, felling over 1,800 trees and leaving 30,000 households without electricity. It said 414,000 people across the city had been evacuated to safer locations, and tens of thousands of emergency personnel were on hand to be deployed when necessary.
The main newspaper in Jaffna, a northern port city in Sri Lanka, weathered bullets and bombings through decades of a Tamil separatist conflict. However, its publisher says that the gravest challenge emerged during peacetime, while the entire island grappled with an unprecedented economic crisis in 2022, leading to furious protests in Colombo that resulted in the ousting of the then president. The northern regions, still recovering 15 years post-war, were particularly hard hit.
When the gunmen, or rather the intruders, got into our press and randomly shot at people, 2 died, about more than 16 people injured, and all our equipments for our page making and these computers, etc., all were damaged.
Many among the island's Tamil minority are hoping that presidential polls on September 21, the first since the economic meltdown, will bring financial stability.
සිංහල කට්ටිය ටූරිස්ට් එන කට්ටිය තමයි බිස්නස් කරන්නේ. ඒගොල්ලන් දැන් ඉස්සර වගේ එන්නේ
Journalists were killed, media institutions were attacked during the war, which reached a brutal finale in 2009 when the army crushed Tamil Tiger separatists. The Jaffna flagship suffered the highest losses. In the newsroom, red tape marks the 12 bullet holes in the wall where pro-government gunmen killed 2 staff in 2006.
Wrapping up the Nightline, the Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk announces an immediate $260 million aid package for the regions hit by Storm Boris. The torrential rain that fell in Central Europe caused the worst flooding in decades in Poland, where 4 people died.
Zwróciłem się do ministra finansów i w tej chwili mamy zapewnioną rezerwę na potrzeby miejsc i ludzi ogarniętych powodzią. W tej chwili $1 miliard. Minister finansów zapewnił mnie zgodnie z naszym oczekiwaniem, że środków na pomoc bezpośrednią i tą długofalową nie zabraknie.
Since Thursday, Swiss of Austria, the Czech Republic, Hungary, Romania and Slovakia have been hit by high winds and unusually fierce rains. The storm has already caused the death of at least 5 people in Romania, and thousands have been evacuated from their homes across the continent. Around 1,600 people have been evacuated in Klocko, and Polish authorities have called in the army to support firefighters on the scene.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines anytime, anywhere, just head on to our official website at tvsarawak.my or follow us on our social media platforms. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Handy Gui. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.